Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Your favorite, according to surveys, question and answer Friday. So hopefully we're going to have fun together. We usually do. Okay, I want to say hello to a few folks. And Laurie Lee from Ventura, California, you are number one on the hit parade this morning. Etta, Andrea, Mike from Norland, and Deborah, good morning. And Nativity, nice to have you on. Barbara, Kate Breton, and Debbie, how are you? And Holly, Kansas, Cecilia, Sudbury. Huguette, bonjour. And Rain, how are you? Janet, Thunder Bay. We appreciate you guys. We really do. Tina, Jocelyn from Baxter. Janice. I'm waiting for Kevin. Ken, Carol, South Carolina. Marnie, how are you? Doc McEwen's on with us this morning. Good morning. Usually I miss you. Georgie and Sharon from Wyoming. Nick and Donna. Chantal. Andre. Sudbury. Linda. Oh, those Lindas. There's Linda, then there's Lindy. Hi, Lindy. Gary Bolton. Francis from Vaughan. Barbara, oh, I could sing Barbara. Thea, Meadow Lake, Saskatchewan. Catherine, Sherwood Park, Alberta. Alma, Sturgeon Falls. Doris, good morning. And Karen. And Elaine. Len and Judy, Edmonton, Alberta. Deneen, bonjour. How are you, Deneen? Rita. And saying hello from Barrie. Maria, Robin, Connecticut, good morning. Bruno, North Bay, right, Bruno? Denise, Oakville. Hodan, how are you? Zian, how you doing? Helena, okay, I don't see Kevin. Patricia, Judy, I didn't see Wendy either. These people are usually on with us, but I don't see their name. Jane, Denise, Ann, how are you? Rosa says, Kevin. Okay, guys. Ann, how are you? Okay, we got a lot of questions, so let's get to them. How are you, Rose and Ann, Jen? Anyway, I just say hello to what I see. Hi, Judy, from Michigan. Vonda, how are you? Okay, questions. Okay, here we go. Giselle, ringing in the ears got worse with Navital and B12 not help. Ringing in the ears. Tinnitus. Okay? Now, let me just say something, Giselle, I think is important. When someone tells you that if you do this at 100%, you're going to get rid of tinnitus, run. They're lying to you. You can go on YouTube or whatever, or Google it, and tinnitus, 100% cure, run. Now, I'm going to do a session on this because I think it's really important, okay? I always say diabetes goes everywhere. And diabetes without diabetes, meaning that you can have insulin resistance and your blood sugars are, they're still within normal range. A1C may be up high, but not high enough to be called a diabetic. But diabetes of, the brain, that's Alzheimer's. Diabetes of the Just name any organ. And without the official diagnosis of diabetes, you can have symptoms, away from your pancreas, for example. So let me say this about tinnitus. Oftentimes, tinnitus can be a sign of insulin resistance, okay? So, first thing that I would tell anybody with tinnitus to do is do the reset for 30 days, okay? It's not going to hurt you, it's only going to help you, but a lot of times it's a sort of a hidden or weird symptom of insulin resistance or high circulating insulin. Okay? I said sometimes, not always. A lot of times tinnitus can be, could be damage in the ear, but the other one is poor blood supply. Again, that could be caused by diabetes or pre-diabetes or low B12 or low nitric oxide. This is why, over the years, I used to get, when I was in my days of practice, I used to get 50% effectiveness on my protocol for tinnitus. 1, the reset. Start with food. 2, B12 and Navitol. I used to combine them to elevate nitric oxide. Remember, nerve supply to the ear coming from the cranial nerve or whatever. B12 is a nerve vitamin. And nitric oxide opens up blood vessels. And that can be helpful, 50%. Someone tells you they get better than 50%. Like I was in practice almost 50 years. Run. They're lying to you. Okay? Because if they did, everybody and their dog would do it and tinnitus would be wiped out. Is it? No, it's not. But that's my protocol, Giselle, and hopefully that's helpful to you. Pamela's asking about ubiquinol. Is it safe for all adults to take? I listened to his podcast about it, but I didn't hear he mentioned if it's safe for everyone. Well, listen, Pamela, let me just answer your question this way. 1, what is ubiquinol? Okay, it's CoQ10 that gets absorbed. Okay, so what is CoQ10? Well, CoQ10 is your body makes CoQ10. Okay? Your body makes it. But ubiquinol became famous when they invented statin drugs. Statin drugs are cholesterol-lowering medication. Now, I don't have to tell you about that, do I? What I think of those meds? Never have and never will like them. Why do I not like statin drugs? Okay? Why? Because they're looking for love in all the wrong places. Why do you want to? I always ask people the question, why do you want to lower cholesterol? You want to die young? But CoQ10, listen, is your body makes it. And CoQ10 is essential for your mitochondria. Okay? What are mitochondria? Go back to high school biology. What are mitochondria? Battery packs. And CoQ10 helps battery pack, strengthens. So here's what happens when you take a statin drug. You're lowering cholesterol. Does it work for cholesterol? Sure, it'll lower your cholesterol. But it'll lower you. Ooh. Anyway, it lowers LDL cholesterol. Whoopee. But It destroys your CoQ10. Now, you got in your heart's a pump, right? It's a muscle. Okay? You're taking a statin drug for your heart. Okay? But you're lowering your mitochondria in your heart muscles. So now your heart doesn't pump as well. That's a big problem. So they, even on the American commercials, they'll tell you, oh, CoQ10, you need it. Okay? Now there's two types. Okay? There are two types of CoQ10. Look, what did I used to tell you all the time? Why are people low in CoQ10 besides statin drugs? They don't eat steak because that's how in food you get CoQ10. Okay? Now, if people were on statin drugs, I used to tell them, you better get on ubiquinol because there's ubiquinone and ubiquinol. And only ubiquinol is absorbed by your body. So the way to get CoQ10, if you want to take a supplement, you need to take ubiquinol. Because if you're taking a ubiquinone, you're wasting your money. Your urine is going to be expensive for nothing. You need ubiquinol. So I used to give CoQ10, ubiquinol, to patients that had AFib. And because their heart muscle gets out of rhythm, and I said, you don't eat, I used to tell vegetarians this all the time and vegans. You got to be careful, man. You're not getting enough. Your mitochondria are not going to produce enough ATP, and the mitochondria itself needs CoQ10. And if you don't eat steak, you ain't getting CoQ. You ain't raising your levels of CoQ10. So coming back to your question, okay, let me finish it, Pamela. Is it safe? Well, of course it's safe. It's very safe. The supplement is good for you. The reason I don't put it with probiotics, because everybody and their dog should be on probiotics. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is, okay? And people, probiotic. Nah, everybody and their dog, okay? Ubiquinol, no, okay? It's not going to hurt you. But I am very specific on it, and there's good research now. You got a lot of mitochondria up in your brain. There's good research now showing ubiquinol is good for the brain, the mitochondria in the brain, okay? But you're asking a good question, Pamela, okay? So, if you've got any of those issues, you might consider taking ubiquinol. Don't take ubiquinone. You're wasting your time, okay? Good question. Now, she's got a second question. Does caffeine restrict blood flow? Nope. I've heard. You heard wrong, okay? Pamela, you heard wrong, okay? Coffee, vitamin C, the real vitamin C. I doubled down, I tripled down, I quadrupled down. It's the real vitamin C with over 1,000 phytonutrients. Good for your brain, good for your heart, good for your gut, good for your liver, good. Coffee, it's better than metformin. Have a coffee with your meal. Lay off the sugar, okay, in the coffee. Okay, thank you very much, Pamela. Olive, what causes geographic tongue? Well, could be, okay. I always say, look, whenever I saw geographic tongue, I used to do blood work all the time. I used to see a couple of things, pretty consistently. One was leaky gut. Okay, leaky gut. Two, off at anything in the mouth. What do I say? Anything in the mouth. What do I say? I'm waiting. What do I say? Anything in the mouth. Yeah, my scroll's not going very fast, so maybe you're answering it's B12. So I always looked at B12 and to see when I tested it if they were low. Look at Annette, you know that. Anything in the mouth. And Marnie says, if coffee was harmful, I'd be dead a long time ago. Yes, and that's true. Georgie, Sherry, you guys are so smart. I got it. Okay, it causes sensitivity to spices and salty foods, all obsessed. Well, I don't know if it causes sensitivity to those things. Maybe it does for you, okay? But if you have sensitivity, it's not from your tongue, usually. Go to the gut, okay? Or B12. Louise, does a lower number of blood pressure a possible reason for chronic constipation, or it could be my thyroid? Well, yeah, it could be your thyroid. If you have symptoms of thyroid, I don't care so much about blood testing for thyroid. I look at I look at all your numbers, okay? I don't spend a lifetime looking at numbers. The reason is because I'm more interested in your symptoms when it comes to thyroid. Why is that? Repeat teaching. Thyroid is a puppet. It has a lot of strings attached to it. Okay? And when you don't know that in medicine, I think you make a big mistake, because then you rely only on blood work. Now, it's not like I don't look at blood work, like I said. It's one of the things that I look at the overall picture. But, Louise, if you have low blood pressure, you certainly better look at the thyroid being sluggish. The other one is, constipation. Yep. Your peristalsis in your gut has slowed down. That's the little hairs that move your feces along, and that can slow to a crawl. The thyroid can slow your metabolism to a crawl. Why do women, Louise? Why do women, 90 to 10 or 95 to 5, why do women have trouble with their thyroid much more than men do? Why? It's a good question to ask. Why? Because women are complicated. Why are they complicated? Because they have hormones. Why do they have hormones? Because they got ovaries. And ovaries need to be balanced between estrogen and progesterone. And if that's not balanced, wow, that can really affect your thyroid. Men don't have ovaries. Okay? I'm sorry, I'm not woke. Men don't have ovaries. Okay? And you can't grow them. Ooh, okay. Stay out of those controversies. I can't help myself. Okay? Yeah, Louise. Okay, thanks for the question. Cheryl wants me to talk about cortisol, adrenal insufficiency. Okay, I'd love to talk about it. Okay? Low cortisol. Okay? Now, you can have high cortisol or you can have low cortisol. High cortisol, stress. Okay? Stress. And that can affect your body in a million ways. It pours gasoline on the fire of inflammation, insulin, you name it. It can really be a factor in hormones too, is cortisol. Now, adrenal insufficiency, I just want to say this, okay? Hold on. Who asked the question? Cheryl. Cheryl, listen. I wrote a book. Wait a minute. Let me just see. I know I don't have. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Hold on 1 second here. I'm going to get it for you. Who's this guy? Who's this guy on the cover? I don't recognize him. Okay. Now you're going to see it upside down. Okay. I'm showing a book for those listening on a podcast. My book, Steps to Fight Chronic Fatigue Syndrome for the Modern Woman. Dr. A.W. Martin. I don't even look like that, do I? That's how long ago I wrote that book. Okay. And what I did, okay, I get so... Cheryl, what I wrote on there, I was the first guy to write about this. That chronic fatigue syndrome was an adrenal gland exhaustion. Okay? So you can get adrenal gland deficiency. You can get exhaustion. And actually, the shape of the adrenal gland, we didn't even know it back then, but we know it today, can go from a size of a chestnut, okay, to the size of a pea. That's adrenal insufficiency. That takes time, okay? Because most people today with stress and everything, they have high cortisol. But when it goes prolonged for a long period of time, it can drain the battery packs. We're talking about batteries this morning of the adrenals. I talked about the mitochondria in the adrenal gland. Back in, look at the guy in the back. I don't recognize him. Who is that guy? Okay, look at, I'm just reading, this has been a long time ago, okay? Finally, okay, this is on the back of the cover. Finally, the book that hits the nail on the head concerning chronic fatigue syndrome and fibromyalgia. Dr. Martin explains why so many people are getting sick and, more importantly, what to do about it, okay? So if you have adrenal insufficiency, that will create, if you go on our website, okay, and I don't know anything about anything, but I know this. Cheryl, if you go on our website, take the hormone testing, okay, the survey, and you're going to find out, or someone that has adrenal insufficiency, they have a category 5 storm going on in their body. Category 5. It's all out of mess. You see, because when the adrenals become the size of a pea, exhaustion, the thyroid slows down, you got every hormonal problem, usually between estrogen and progesterone. You have insulin problems. You have thyroid problems. Yada, yada, yada. You get category 5 storm. So, unfortunately, that book has been out of print for a long, long time. Okay? So, what can I tell you? But we do talk about it. If you go on our website and go through the category 5, and it'll set up a protocol for you to get people better with that. Okay? So thanks for the question, Cheryl. Really appreciate it. Helen, I would like to know Dr. Martin's reasons for why DHA is more important than EPA in fish oil. Most fish oils out there have a higher EPA. Yeah, because they're cheaper. Look, here's why. And you know what? Helen, I appreciate you asking questions like this. Ask questions. What do I want you guys to do as an audience? What do I want you to do? Ask questions. Read labels. So when you see, you can go to Costco, you can go to a health food store, you can go anywhere you want. Take out a fish oil and look at it. Okay? Are they good? Yeah. I love fish oil. I take fish oil every day in a capsule. I don't like fish. I like fish in a capsule. That's just me. If you eat fish, good for you. It's good for you. Good for you, and it's good for you. Now, why do I like DHA? Okay, here's why. EPA is very good. It's a small chain fatty acid. Very good for you. DHA is a long chain fatty acid. And DHA is the Wayne Gretzky, Mario, I'm going to talk hockey, Connor McDavid of oils. Why? Because it's longer. By the way, your brain is made up of DHA, that fatty acid. Your brain's made up of it. And there are so many studies showing that if you take DHA as a supplement, it is one of the greatest supplements there is. You can eat it, but you're not going to get the DHA that's therapeutic. Okay? Do you understand what I'm saying? It's therapeutic doses. And for us at the Martin Clinic to get that DHA as high as we have in our capsules, believe you me, we call that pharmaceutical grade. Health Canada, to give us the, the NHP number for that means they've certified the amount of DHA that's in our capsules. It's that good. So I'm not against EPA, okay? I'm not. But it's not therapeutic like DHA is. I want to preserve my brain. I know what my brain is made up of. It's not wood. There's fat up there. Someone calls you fathead, take it as a compliment. But the fat that's in your brain is DHA fat. Okay? So that's why we emphasize. And someone else asked a question about that. Let me just get to it, because they were asking why on our label. Look, we've gone through a process, okay, of changing, rebooting some formulas and changing them, or tweaking them, okay? We've decided to tweak a few formulas. The reason is, okay, COVID, as everybody knows, there's a supply chain issue. You want something cheap? No problem. No problem. But if you want something exclusive like DHA to be as high and filtered the way it's made, it's incredibly complicated process to get that DHA. So, and plus, Health Canada's label requirements, okay, they change the rules all the time. And all I'm saying is, you better follow Health Canada, okay? So there were supply chain issues in Health Canada. And so for us to get, for example, our hormonal formula. I get asked every day, Doc, when's hormonal? Well, look, we're rejigging it. Because we want to get the DIM, okay? DIM is the main ingredient in there to lower estrogen, to level out estrogen and progesterone, okay? And we had to rejig it. We don't like to do it, in a sense, but I will not, okay, for me. Remember, I was in practice for almost 50 years. I had to get results. People that came with estrogen dominance, hold on. If it's real quick, I'm going to show you, okay? Stay right there. Remember, if you're on a podcast, okay. Proof in the pudding. Proof in the pudding. Hormonal formula. I used to show oncologists because you could do an estrogen test on the skin. I had a very specific scan that I used to use in my office. Okay, it's unfortunate they don't use it anymore. As far as I know, you can get thermography done, but you can't get your estrogen checked. I can't get over that, but anyway, anyway, we had a very exclusive scan. Okay, I'm going to show you again for the folks listening on a podcast. This, see the dark there and the red? That's estrogen. See on the breast tissue how dangerous that is. Okay? Okay? And I want to show you, okay, this is before the hormonal formula. And this is after. And this is taken about 6 months after. See the difference? Where's the estrogen? Down. I had to prove it to people. Get your estrogen down. Estrogen makes you a woman, but it can drive cancer big time. So all I'm saying is, hold on, who was I even talking to? Okay, who was it? Wait a minute. My word. I'm way back here. I better get going. Gee, who was asking? Oh, Helen. I'm way at the top. I'm looking at all the questions I got. Holy moly, better get going. All I'm saying, Helen, okay? All I'm saying, DHA, DIM, whatever, they better work. And one thing I know about fish oil, all fish oils are good. All of them are good. The Cadillac, that's what we used to say, okay? Maybe it's the Mercedes-Benz today. Maybe it's the BMWs today. But the best of all fish oil is DHA. Compare ours to anyone else's. And the process is incredible, but I won't back down. Okay? I won't back down because I need to I take them. I want my brain to work. I want my eyeballs to work. You know how DHA is good for your eyes? Do you know how DHA is good for your heart? I take it, but I have no issue giving it to patients. Why? Because it works. I could prove it with DHA because you can actually get a blood test to check your DHA levels. Okay? It's expensive, whatever, but boy, we had the best DHA. Okay. Mary Lynn, I'm going to go faster now because What did Dr. Martin say causes high blood pressure? Well, look, a few things can cause high blood pressure, but the number one thing that causes high blood pressure is insulin, and insulin comes when you're a carboholic and you eat too much sugar. It's not salt, it's sugar. Okay? It's amazing what happens when people go on the reset with their blood pressure, it's not meat that elevates your blood pressure. It's not cholesterol that elevates your blood pressure. It's crappy carbs and sugars. Mary Lynn, thank you. Sherry, regarding diabetics, I understand insulin, okay? The diabetic diet, okay, wait a minute. She says, does this not cause a person to get too much insulin? Okay? Okay. When you're officially a diabetic, okay, Sherry, now your pancreas doesn't work anymore. It's not working properly. So you're not making, because you use too much insulin, it's like, you know, my illustration of the ballpoint pen. There's your pancreas, because it's the same size. And the ink inside the ballpoint pen eventually will run out. Okay? So if someone, you cannot be a diabetic without being a carboholic. You have an allergy to carbs. An allergy. It's carbs. It's not meat. It's not eggs. It's not cheese. It's not even fruits and vegetables. Okay? Like fruits, I guess if you lived on them, you could be a diabetic. But generally, no. It's sugar. It's carbs. It's crappy carbohydrates. That causes your pancreas to secrete insulin. And then when the cells become resistant, you got to do more and more and more and more. Eventually, diabetes is your insulin don't work anymore. It works a little bit, but not enough. So they give you insulin. Okay? Now they give you other drugs, but they give you, a lot of people are on insulin pumps or whatever. Okay? They have no choice. If they don't change their diet, they have no choice. Otherwise, they're gonna die. So medicine, you know, they're wonderful. They give you insulin. Beautiful. The problem is that don't fix it. That just manages it. And what I set out to do years and years and years and years and years ago, because I saw tens of thousands of diabetics in my office over the years, and I gave them the same story. You know what your problem is? You're a carboholic. You have an allergy to carbs. What? My doctor says I need to eat more often. My doctor says moderation. My doctor, my dietitian, whatever said, well, how's that working for you? Not good? Well, I'm sorry. You have an allergy. Did you hear my cat story? A lady comes into the office, she's got allergies, and she says, I said, you got allergies. What are you allergic to? She said, my cat. I said, get rid of it. She said, I can't. I said, well, I can't help you. How do you want me to help you if you won't get rid of the problem? I love my cat too much. Okay. Diabetes, I always tell people, you're on the Titanic. You already hit the iceberg. Time to get into the lifeboat. I can't. I'm scared. I know. I said, trust me for 30 days. I'm going to get you off all carbohydrates. All. You know what the Greek word for all is? All. I get rid of them. What? Yeah. You don't get along with them. Don't fool yourself. Okay? So medication, look, you might have to take meds. You will have to take meds if you don't change your diet. And believe me, those meds are only going to work for a certain amount of time. You know what I always tell people with diabetes? Can I guarantee you one thing? It will not end well. Can I guarantee you another thing? You're not going to live as long as you should. Your eyes are going to go. Your brain's going to go. Your legs are going to go. Your kidneys are going to go. Your heart's going to go, or you're going to get cancer. I guarantee it. You're on the Titanic. You hit the iceberg. You either listen, Linda, or you don't. I can't go home with you. I can't go home with you. But here's what you do. If you do it, I promise. Am I right? Yeah. Because that's what diabetes is, my friend. Now, type 1 is different because that's autoimmune. The pancreas doesn't work at all. Okay? That's different. But the diet's still the same. You might have to be on meds. You have to be very careful. But I really helped a lot of type 1 diabetics too. They got to eat. You got to eat. It's what you eat. Okay? Okay, I'm just going to do a couple more and then I guess we'll have to do, that's my fault. Okay, Sherry, thank you. Leanne, can too much vitamin A damage your liver? I guess so. I've never seen it. Not once. It's like vitamin D. Can too much vitamin D be dangerous? I guess so. But I've never seen a case of it. Now, I'm not telling you to go out and, what do I say about vitamin A all the time? Eat vitamin A when you eat eggs, meat, and cheese. Okay? I used to give vitamin A as a supplement to a few people I did. They were very deficient, and I needed to give them therapeutic vitamin A to help them. And by the way, vitamin A is not in the plants. That's beta-carotene. That's not vitamin A. It's not proretinol A. Okay? It's not. Vitamin A is only in eggs, meat, and cheese. And when you don't eat those, you're probably going to be very low in vitamin A. High vitamin A? Yeah, I guess. Why don't I worry about high vitamin A? Because I've never seen it. That doesn't mean it's not possible. Okay? Leanne, thanks for that question. Sherry, I don't know if this is the same Sherry or another Sherry. What happens to the bacteria in someone's gut after getting a colonoscopy? You got rid of most of it. You better replenish it. I mean, to get rid of it for a colonoscopy, you're cleaning out good, bad, and ugly in that bowel. Okay? You're washing it out big time. Yeah, replace it. You really should really triple up your probiotics for a couple of months to get all that good bacteria back, okay? I mean, that's one of the side effects of taking a colonoscopy. You are going to get rid of your good bacteria, okay? It's going to wash it out. Okay. Lonnie, can low vitamin D levels cause headaches? Yeah. It's possible. It's possible. Low B12 can cause headaches too. Low magnesium can cause headaches too. Okay? And one more question. I'm just going to answer the question about magnesium because somebody asked me that. Deb saying, Dr. Martin, can you explain the difference between your two magnesiums? Okay. Magnesium citrate, okay, is a chelated magnesium, very effective. The reason we brought out magnesium biglycinate, bisglycinate, whatever. Okay. Some of our patients over the years, okay, they found citrate, magnesium citrate, to give them a loose bowel, okay, bothered their stomach. Not their stomach, but you know what I mean by that. For some. And, it's too bad, but one of the reasons it's magnesium citrate so good for you is people that were constipated. They found that, oh, geez, that magnesium really helps. So if you have constipation and you have a sluggish metabolism, magnesium citrate is good, and it's one of the better absorbed magnesiums, okay? Now, the bisglycinate is a lot less hard on your gut. For those people who are sensitive, they couldn't take magnesium citrate. So that's why. Okay, that's the difference between the two. Both of them are very good. And they, I love magnesium, okay? So that's why. Okay, just because some people were asking us to do it. And I found a real good formula for biglycinate. Okay, thank you guys. I am going to okay, one more, just because Judy's asking. Again, it comes back to our formulas. The digestive enzymes are now called ultra digestol. Why? Health Canada. It's labeling. And sometimes they pick on us. Okay? No, it's just labeling issues, okay? And the laws in Canada are very stringent, okay? They're very stringent, and that's all right, okay? When you read a label, it's going to be good, okay? The DHA, Judy, has a little bit less of fish oil, but more the same DHA. The reason is the processing, okay? The reason is we get the sourcing of our fish oil. It's even more concentrated. We need less of it, okay? That's what. And we have 200 micrograms less of selenium, same thing. Because of the concentration of the selenium and the bioavailability of it, we didn't need as much to get the same effect. Okay? So, that's why. That's why. Quality control. The top of our food chain for us, because again, results. Okay, guys, I will try and answer these questions. Maybe I got a fair amount of them, so maybe we'll do question and answer Monday. Okay, let me think about that. If not, I will add these till next Friday. Okay, guys, we love you dearly. We do. And Kevin, I don't know what happened to you. I couldn't even say. Here's another thing that I don't mind you doing. If it's your birthday, okay, let me know on the screen and I'm going to say happy birthday to you. Okay? We should acknowledge that. Kevin is there. I can. And Jerry. Serpa. All the people I missed. Michelin. How are you? Okay, guys. Love you.